Rampage was directed by Brad Payton and stars Dwayne Johnson, Naomi Harris, Marlon Ackerman, Jake Lacey and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's a very loose adaptation of the arcade game by Midway from back in 1986, where you got to play as a giant mutated animal smashing up a city block and avoiding the army and the cops and stuff. And I've never played any of the Rampage games, but they look like a lot of stupid, dumb 80s action, yeah, sure. And I say this film's a very loose adaptation because apparently they couldn't even get it right that the monsters in the game are people mutated into giant animals, not normal, boring animals. Oh, wait, no, the monkey can flip Dwayne Johnson off, never mind then. Just mutated into slightly less boring animals that go on a rampage, wrecking shit, and so Dwayne Johnson, by virtue of being best friends with the monkey because he's the only primatologist in the country, has to sort them out. You probably figured out by now that Rampage is average at best and completely fucking retarded at worst. While the whole plot of the film sounds very stupid in itself, and let's face it, of all games, fucking Rampage probably isn't the best one to adapt at all. You know, you're a big monkey. You smash up buildings. That's it. Just what is there to adapt there anyway? But I still see no way how the plot would have been anything but better if it stuck to the game's anorexically slim storyline and had the monsters be people instead of normal boring animals, one of which we never even know about until the end. Another we're supposed to like just because it's endangered and can do quote-unquote funny things. And another that is at least pretty badass. I mean, it's like a direwolf with porcupine quills. It's alright. If it was about people being turned into giant, rampaging animals, it could have been a bit more interesting. Kind of like a werewolf story, but like as an action film. That could have been alright. But no, we're landed with really boring antagonists as well as that. Except the film isn't done giving us boring antagonists because the real villains, I guess the real villains, the CEOs, or I don't know about CEOs, but boss people of the company responsible for the mutagen that made these animals all fucked up in the first place, are just, oh my god, like laughable doesn't begin to describe them. They couldn't even be fucked to think of at least, no, they just couldn't be fucked. Not even a reasonable motivation. They couldn't be bothered to think of any motivation at all, let alone like one that made any kind of sense. Like, why the hell would they want to make a pathogen that turns animals into weapons of mass destruction? I don't know, they literally just up and say, we want to cause mass destruction because of some reasons, and they just leave it there. I'm not joking, that's it. I mean, the plot as a whole is just so uninspired and lazy. The writing overall is cringy as fuck. There's one part in particular that reminded me of Jaws the Revenge. I think that's all I need to say about the writing in this film. And acting, yeah, it's alright, but I'm always just really frustrated by Dwayne Johnson in his films. I think he could be a good actor. You know, I think he could be a good actor, and he's a very likable guy. He seems like a nice bloke, and I think he could be a good actor, but he just isn't in good films all that often, and he just plays the same character in all his films. He plays Dwayne Johnson. He doesn't play a character, or at the very least, he just plays the same one every time. Like I said. And, you know, I suppose, as expected, the action scenes are kind of well done. They're alright. But it's blandly directed, blandly written, pretty atrociously written, actually. And it made me look upon Tomb Raider much more favourably in terms of video game movies. It wasn't very good, is the gist of it. I don't really have anything more to say than that. It's not very good. So I'm going to give Rampage a 4 out of 10. So guys, have you seen Rampage? Don't bother if you haven't. But if you have, what did you think about it? Or what's your favourite films starring Dwayne Johnson? I mean, I say he's not. I say he's not in any good films. I don't mean that. I don't know. I like the Fast and Furious films well enough. Like they're shit, but they know they're stupid. They know they're ridiculous, and I like that. Other than that, I'm really not sure whether I've seen Dwayne Johnson in anything I would call good, or at least not where he has a starring role anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I really do wish he'd just be in something better sometimes. So whatever it is, let me know. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.